Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. There is no doubt that small and medium-scale enterprises are essential for rapid and sustained economic growth and development of any nation, including Nigeria, Africa, and other growing countries of the world. Particularly in Nigeria, SMEs have the potential to be the bedrock to our economy, if only we can boost the support needed.
That's right. SMEs account for successful economies like USA, EU, and China, where over 43 million small businesses employ about 60 to 70% of the overall workforce and generate more than half of the nation's GDP. How can we come up with practical and sustainable solutions for SMEs that will transform the current state of Nigeria's economy?
Well, joining us to discuss this is our guest of the day, Mofoluke from Red Violet Company, and our in-house analyst, Aaron Akerijola. Welcome back to the morning show. Welcome, Aaron. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I was actually on set with you, Stephanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about SMEs today and how we can actually scale and actually be a part of the growth in our economy in Nigeria. Now, they are actually the bedrock. If we talk about it, let's be real. Yeah. SMEs contribute a lot to the GDP in Nigeria, but how can we make it easier for SMEs to do business?
The truth is this, if the government, because SMEs are seen as handouts, all right, so that's how the government actually approaches SMEs, as they see them as those people that you need to give handouts to actually help start up. If you understand, if you look at it from the perspective that to tackle probably job crisis, to tackle unemployment, it is the SMEs that actually can employ those unemployed. If you have more people that can start businesses, we don't take entrepreneurship very seriously. And if you don't take entrepreneurship seriously, how do you even start SMEs? Because SMEs are people who sit together and say, okay, let's do this. And there are some small businesses that can be done that big businesses cannot do. Even the big businesses, not just the government, not just society. The big businesses need the SMEs to be able to do some of the lead work, to be able to do some outsourcing and the rest of them. And if we do this, trust me, the economy will just grow rapidly. Unemployment will be a thing of the past. All right, jobs and people. Maybe you just said that maybe one particular class, maybe the lowest class in Nigeria, will just automatically be wiped off because already you have people that will just move from that lowest class to the next cadre. And that's just it. Beautiful, but if they can, they must take it very seriously.
And not treat them like they need
they're giving them handouts. They are one of those that if you want to maybe score a point politically, you want to say, okay, you're doing something politically, that let's actually say we're doing this entrepreneurship team, we're doing these SMEs, they talk about MDSMEs, they talk about, it should be deliberate. It should be deliberate from the government that they know this. For example, somebody was saying something. GTB did a food fest, and all of a sudden they were trying to bust SMEs, and all of a sudden the LIRS came in there, and they were actually accosting people 2 years ago, accosting people and saying that you haven't paid your taxes, we're going to shut you down. And it was a mess. Although the one they did earlier on this year, I think they spoke to the Inland Revenue guys and they told them, guys, calm down. Let's let these people grow. You got to see these things and you want that yourself.
Do you have your own SME?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, no wonder. But Foluke, tell us, what's your take on this? Do you agree?
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is generally our economy does not encourage SMEs. Away from the fact that I got a couple of grants, I'm going to be frank, cost of capital is very, very, very high. You can't borrow money from the bank to fund your business. It's going to kill it. That singular move is going to kill the business. And so we wonder if the banks are not supporting SMEs, who is supporting SMEs?
Right.
So maybe they're just a few, maybe BOI, for example, I know that their interest rates are not as high, but then it's not open to every kind of business.
Yeah.
And then we have other issues, like you said, government taxes, and then a lot of regulation that are not supporting SMEs. And I think established entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, are not looking at funding. I mean, you go abroad, you go to the UK, you go to America, there's so much in the startup space. The people willing to put money into ideas that would grow into very big businesses. You have a lot of successful stories already, but these things are not happening here. So we have a lot of half-baked companies. We have a lot of companies that get to the cap on time and they fizzle out, they die because the support is not there. So I think, yes, even away from government, we need to look at policies on the inside. Why is lending rate so high?
Correct.
What can be done to actually help people with great ideas to be able to fund their ideas and build successful businesses?
Yeah. And then what would you say the SMEs themselves also need to do to help scale their businesses and stay afloat?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I think it's very important that people get information and you keep developing yourself, because it's not enough you have an idea. Your idea could evolve like 20 times in 5 years. So it's important you have your short-term goals, you have your medium-term goals, and you have your long-term goals. But I can tell you for a fact that it keeps changing. So once you understand that, okay, this is my point, these are external factors that might make me change my direction, it's easy for you to hold yourself together when these challenges come, because in Nigeria, they genuinely come. They come, and sometimes if you don't know what you're doing, boom, you're closing the door. So I think,
want to ask you that question. You said that if you borrow money from banks, it will kill your SME. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, because the cost of lending is very high over here. So, I mean, I don't know the business that the profit margin is 40%, or the profit margin is even 30%. Okay. So, I mean, you go to the bank and you're borrowing at this high rate, and I'm asking, how do you absorb the cost? So that's why I said that singular fact that you're going to take money from the bank is going to kill the business.
And
so
even the uncertainty itself, the uncertainty that follows starting a business. You do not start a business today and expect to break even tomorrow. So that time, the bank does not look at it, doesn't factor into the equation. That time you need to actually stabilize. And for several businesses, it takes, if you're very lucky, 18 months to become very profitable. Very profitable. And in that 18 months, probably your loan is actually due and is actually piling up and up and up. Because one thing is certain, you keep running into problems because you're a new startup and you will be making mistakes because you've not done this before. And even for those that have done it before, they still make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you're losing money.
They always say every startup business fails the first 5 years, or the first, you have to give it at least 5 years.
And of course, in Nigeria, as they always say, like you said, that when you're actually starting up businesses, they say that 7 out of 10 businesses, I think, crumble in the first 1 year. Then 8 out of probably 10 businesses crumble ultimately in the first 18 months. So it's that horrible in Nigeria. So and I think the biggest thing government can do for everyone out there, like she said, policy. Not giving out money. You can give out money to people, because now the unfortunate thing is, like she mentioned, BOI and the rest of them. The unfortunate thing is I know people that they've actually started a business, and their sole purpose of starting a business or this kind of startups is to get grants, not to do anything.
So also your intentions as well, you have to be...
So if the government actually does policies, and put policies in place to help people, whether you're doing it for the right reason, for the wrong reasons, it's a win-win situation.
Well, thank you so much for coming to join us on Our Take, Aaron, and thank you for joining us this morning on the morning show. Well, it is the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching. From the entire team here in Lagos, all that's left to say is enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.